Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Christine Stanwood. A 15-year-old girl has been found after an Amber Alert was issued for a child abduction in western North Dakota. Amy Marie Messerly was seen last Sunday night about 11 o'clock and was believed to have been abducted or otherwise endangered. And President Obama is about to begin his first full day in Havana as he continues in a historic trip to Cuba with his family by his side. It's the first time in nearly 8 decades that a sitting U.S. president has visited that country. Today, the president will be meeting with Cuban president and members of Cuban civil society. White House officials say President Obama will be candid with Cubans about the areas of disagreement, namely human rights practices. North Dakota U.S. Senator Heidi Heitkamp and Minnesota U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar are among those accompanying the president to Cuba. The early morning commute was a little tougher in downtown Fargo this morning, all thanks to an ESPN promotional shoot for Carson Wentz. This leading up to the NFL draft. Broadway was closed from 2nd to 4th Avenue North from 6 to 9 this morning for the shoot. Fargo was one of 6 filming sites for ESPN, and the crew hit the Fargo Theater, NDSU, and a few other places in Fargo, as well as spots near Jamestown. The video will play during the 2 weeks leading up to the draft and in the beginning of the draft night. ESPN will be keeping Fargo in the GPS as they prepare to return for NDSU's season opener against Charleston Southern. The FCS kickoff game will be televised on ESPN2 at 6:30 on Saturday, August 27th. West Fargo police say the public was a great help in locating a man suspected of hitting an officer with his car. Police say they were responding to a domestic disturbance report Saturday when 36-year-old Ruben Jorgensen hit the officer and then sped off. A number of drivers spotted Jorgensen's vehicle driving erratically and called 911.
If we wouldn't have had those calls coming in and dispatch hadn't been paying attention in regards to the likelihood where that individual would be at, we probably wouldn't have found the vehicle for some time.
The officer who was hit was treated for minor injuries. Jorgensen faces charges of assault on a police officer, domestic assault, fleeing, and reckless driving. An 11-year-old Minnesota boy is in juvenile detention after police say he stole a cement truck and led them on a high-speed chase. Check out this video. It happened yesterday in Dodge Center near Rochester. Helicopters were called in from the Twin Cities to assist with this chase. And at one point, this truck was cutting through yards and even hit a police car before finally stopping. Luckily, no one was injured during this incident. People staying at the Rideway Inn in West Fargo are back in their rooms after a police standoff on Friday. They were evacuated after a man started shooting inside the motel. It led to a 6-hour standoff before the suspect surrendered. Motel management spent Saturday and part of yesterday cleaning up. They wouldn't allow our cameras inside, but Valley News Team's Natalie Parsons was able to do a walkthrough. She was told the first floor of the long-term wing had the most damage. That's where bullets broke a water pipe, filling the first floor with several inches of water. 37-year-old Jan Michael Wangstead is in jail on charges of attempted murder and being a felon in possession of a firearm. He was also wanted on a warrant of criminal sexual conduct. A brisk start to our week, but could we be seeing snow later on in our forecast? Let's find out how soon with meteorologist Robert Hahn. Robert?
Yeah, not too bad out there right now with some partly to mostly cloudy skies and temperatures ranging from the 30s into the 40s and a bit of a breeze out there as well. We'll have to contend with as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Current temperature right now 32 degrees in Roseau, 38 in Grand Forks, 42 here in Fargo, also 42 down in the Sisseton area. Wind speeds, I mentioned, they are kind of gusty, and we'll see some gusty winds as we head through the day today. That ahead of a system that will bring parts of the area some accumulating snow as we head through the overnight hours. There are the clouds. They'll continue to stream on through the region right now. Mostly high clouds. We'll start to see some mid-level clouds, even some lower clouds developing as we head through the overnight hours tonight. And along with that, a chance for some snow underneath those clouds right now. Not seeing a whole lot of that snow. That'll hold off till later tonight and through the day tomorrow. Who has the best chance for that snow? Well, right now it looks like the Northern Valley. How much we're expecting, we'll get into that in just a little bit. Today, some mid-40s for Fargo, some low 40s tomorrow as that sloppy weather continues. How does the rest of the week look? And again, who has the best chance for that snow? We'll show that all to you coming up in just a few minutes.
All righty. Thanks, Robert. When it comes to parenting, we've heard from many experts who say that over-involvement in a teenager's life can be counterproductive. But when it comes to driving, backing off can actually be dangerous. Researchers say extra nagging and important conversations about driving safely may save your teenager's life. Tom Costello tells us how to prevent dangerous driving from your teen.
Teens behind the wheel. We've seen the frightening video, countless teens driven to distraction. The stats are alarming.
If you're going to die prematurely at any time in your life, the two worst years are between 16 and 17, and the reason is because of driving.
But when it comes to our own kids, studies say many parents may simply be too relaxed. Either they trust their own kids too much or they're tired of carpooling their children. Yet teen carpooling, it turns out, poses the greatest danger. According to AAA, if a 16 or 17-year-old driver has a passenger under 21 in the car, they are 44% more likely to be killed in a crash. Having two passengers under 21 doubles that risk, and it quadruples with 3 or more young passengers.
Teens think that they're invincible, and they're not particularly worried about the harm to themselves of getting in a car crash.
It's something 16-year-old Holly Stoner has seen firsthand.
I think most people, it's trying to look cool for their friends, like, oh, there's no cops around, let me just go through this stop sign, or let me just do this because nothing will happen and maybe impress them.
Most states, including California, where Stoner lives, set passenger limits for new drivers. But ultimately, say advocates, it's a parent's responsibility to keep their kids safe.
Let them know that you care. The advantage of a contract with your teen in which you stipulate the rules and the consequences for violating the rules is not that the child will obey them, but that the parent will actually monitor the child.
That means conversations about phone use, distractions, and of course, drinking and driving.
This is a privilege, and as a privilege, it can be taken away.
And as a good suggestion, it's suggested that kids can put their cell phones in the glove compartment. Experts say to really nag your kids about making sure that they adhere to the rules of the road. Amazon has a warning for Kindle users with older devices. Amazon is warning Kindle users if you have a pre-2012 Kindle that's gathering dust, you need to update it by tomorrow or else. Owners who haven't updated their Kindle in a while will lose their internet connection, meaning they won't be able to get online and download books anymore. If you miss the deadline, you'll need to manually download and install the required update. If you use your Kindle on a regular basis, or if you have one from after 2012, you're fine. Those devices update automatically via Wi-Fi. In a follow-up for you this morning, Kohl's has announced which 18 store locations are closing, but none of them are in North Dakota or Minnesota. The department store chain says half of the affected stores are in California. The others are in Georgia, Florida, Illinois, North Carolina, New Jersey, and Wisconsin. Most will close by mid-June. And of course, remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook to follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just go ahead and search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed all day. Still to come, why you might need the sunshine vitamin more than ever. But next, weather to plan your day.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go.